Hey there, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are talking Instagram and specifically how to use Reels to generate leads on your Instagram account. I absolutely love this topic. I spend a lot of time on Instagram and I think you will really get some value out of today's video, so be sure to stick around. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Amanda. This channel is all about growing your real estate business without ever making that dreaded cold call. First up, before we really get into how to use Reels on your Instagram account, you really have to know who you're speaking to. You can't just go broad and talk to buyers and sellers. It doesn't work and you're going to be fighting the algorithm every step of the way. So before we really drill down into how you're going to be using Reels to generate business, make sure that you take a minute, pause the video, or if you already know, think about your ideal client because that's who your messaging needs to be talking to throughout your entire Instagram account, not just your Reels. So today I'm going to be talking about 4 types of content, and we have discovery, know, like, and trust. And everyone is going to start at the top. Think of it as a funnel, if you will. People have to discover you first before they can get to know you, before they can then like you and trust you. So you're going to be getting your audience to go on this journey that they probably aren't aware they're going on, but if you are putting out the right content and solving their problems, they will naturally fall into your funnel. The algorithm is going to show your content to people it thinks would be interested in, and that's where Reels come in. Reels are your discovery content. Discovery is a time, think about if you are early on in a relationship and you're just getting to know each other. You're determining whether or not you even want to have a second date. You're learning each other's interests, and this is where Reels come in. If you are producing Reels for discovery content, Instagram is going to serve those Reels up to who it thinks would be interested in your content. And that's why Reels are so powerful. You absolutely need to be creating Reels on a consistent basis if you want to generate leads on Instagram. Some examples of Reels are the lazy reel, which is one of my favorites, and that is you have some B-roll. I recommend building out a B-roll library so that you always have it on demand. And then you're going to include whatever your hook is to get people to then want to read your caption. And in that caption, you are going to start with a headline and then really deliver on the value in the caption. 2 other examples of Reels that I use consistently are home tour Reels, and then you also have the talking head reel. Home tour, it's pretty self-explanatory whether you are out showing your buyers and have permission to film inside the home and get some B-roll, or you can always go to model homes in your area and get B-roll there, and you are just sharing where you are, what you're showing, give some property information. These are also great to just get B-roll in general so that you, again, are building that B-roll library to always have access to it. Talking head Reels are where you can really shine and showcase your knowledge as a real estate agent. Again, always going back though to what is it that your ideal client needs help with? How can you serve that ideal client? And those are the problems and the pain points you want to be talking about when you are creating these talking head Reels. Next is your know content, and know content is best tested first in your stories. So think behind the scenes. What are you doing on a daily basis? And you should be sharing that in your stories. This could be if you are at a home inspection or at a listing appointment or a staging appointment, or maybe you're just driving in your car or you're walking your dogs. Just think about your day-to-day activities and what you're known for. And this is what you should be sharing, because when people are getting to know you, they're going to be in your stories. That's where day-to-day life occurs. And that's where they can make a connection with you of who you are as a person. People do not want just another real estate agent. Everybody knows a dozen real estate agents. They want to be able to connect with someone who can then help them with their real estate goals. And if you have a story that really pops off and you're getting a lot of DMs or a lot of engagement from it, think about how you can then take that story and repurpose it either into a reel or a post in your feed. Next is sharing your like content. And your like content is the opportunity for you to be able to really open up to your audience. And I know it's a little awkward. You do have to be vulnerable and you have to know your own story. Instagram is all about storytelling. So in order to be able to do that, you need to know your story inside and out, and then you need to get comfortable sharing it. This is where people are really going to start to connect with you and like you as a person. Yes, we want real estate front and center. You are a real estate agent. We don't want to be secret agents. But at the same time, we need to incorporate how we got into real estate and our story as it relates to real estate. So maybe you moved a ton as a kid and you know what it's like to be in new schools and feel a little insecure about making friends, or you know as an adult that it's very hard to establish new friendships if you move to a new area. Think about what you've done in life, where you've been, how your life has played out, and create your like content around that. In order for people to like you, they have to know more about you outside of real estate. And finally, trust content. The absolute best way to build trust with your audience or your community is to show social proof. So this is where you are sharing testimonials from your clients, or maybe you got a text from a client that was raving about you going above and beyond or something that you helped them accomplish. Screenshot that text. And what you're going to do is build your social proof, but again, it's going back to sharing the story. Just listed and just sold posts are not a vibe. Nobody connects with those, and it's really like a me, yay, I sold a house, which is your job. So you need to give people something to connect with. One that I like is sharing a picture of a home that you sold, but then telling the story. How did you meet these people? What were they going through? What problems did you solve for them? How did you go about getting them to their next home? There's so many different directions you can go in, but you need to approach it from a storytelling standpoint in order to give people something to trust about you. They have their own set of problems, their own pain points, their own life stresses. And if you can showcase that you are the expert in solving these, that's what's ultimately going to make them trust you and then contact you. A couple more notes when you are working on putting out your reels. You really have to make sure that it has 3 components. You need your hook, and that's what's ultimately going to make someone pause and look at your reel and hopefully then head to your caption. And in your caption is where you are really going to deliver the value on that hook. Do not skimp in your caption. If you have caused someone to stop that endless scroll, then you want to make sure that you are delivering value in your caption. And then immediately after your caption, you have to have a call to action. People need to be told what to do. What is their next step? Should they comment with something and then you will deliver something to them? Should they DM you? Should they contact you in your contact button in your profile? Tell them what next step to take when you are closing out your caption. The other thing to keep in mind is when you are crafting a reel, you've got your B-roll, you have your headline, you have everything ready to go. You need to use trending audio, and not just any trending audio. I recommend using trending audio that has less than 5,000 uses, but where the first couple reels, at least the very first reel that was used, has over 1 million views. So meaning it went viral. It can have more, that's perfectly fine, but stay away from trending audio that has a massive amount of uses, because it's not going to allow the algorithm to push your reel out as much as it would if it's sort of new on the trending side of things. My last tip is do not just guess what people are searching for. We have to keep in mind that Instagram is really a combination of Google and Pinterest. Not literally, but that's how it functions. So you need to know what people are searching for in order to then be able to craft your hooks based around those keywords. Personally, I use keywords everywhere. There are so many different services out there though. Use whatever you feel works best for you, and don't just guess at it. Instagram is not, throwing something up against the wall and hoping that it sticks. Instagram is data, and the more that you are testing different hooks, researching hooks, you are going to get more and more data to then know what it is that is connecting with the community that you're building. So there you have it, using Instagram Reels to attract real estate clients. I promise you, it's definitely simple. It really is as simple as it sounds, but it's not easy because you have to be consistent in order for this to work. If you're just posting a reel or two a week, you're not going to get the traction that you're looking for. You have to show up, you have to be consistent, show your expertise, and hopefully have a little fun along the way. If you got some value from this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you on the next one, take care.